step into a new year, I want you to take a breath. Inhale what you have learned and exhale what no longer want to carry. Because this moment right here is not just the end of the year, it's an invitation to release. Last week, I was sitting with a group of divorced women, actually from Venezuela, beautiful souls, each one still healing, still processing, still growing. We gather around a table. I cook for, of course, I always do. And I brought something very simple, but actually very powerful, a small piece of soluble paper. And I asked everyone to write down what they wanted to leave behind in 2025. Was it anger, guilt, fear, resentment, procrastination? That one story that we have told ourselves for too long. And then one by one, we place the papers. We tear them apart first, and we place the papers in a glass of water. We watch them slowly dissolve until they disappear. No drama, no noise, just a reminder that sometimes letting go is as simple as allowing things to dissolve. And that's what I want this episode to be for you. A pause, a moment to breathe, to reflect, and to release. So welcome to the last episode of the year. I'm Janita Puy, speaker, wellness coach, and your guide through the messy, beautiful process of rebuilding your life after heartbreak. As we close 2025 together, I want to help you step into a new year with peace, gratitude, and lightness. Don't you want that? So let's talk about a little bit about the weight that we carry. And again, this could be something about your breakup or something about your life, right? So let's be honest. This year for many of us has been heavy. I know for me has been a challenging year. Maybe not in obvious ways, but maybe in small, silent ones. The heaviness that sits in your chest when you think about what didn't happen, or maybe what ended sooner than you expected. We all carry invisible things like memories, regrets, what if, what could have been, the old anger, or the version of ourselves that we thought would be by now. But here's something I have learned through coaching and my own life, my clients, that you cannot enter a new season carrying the emotional weight of the old one. According to some studies from the Journal of Behavioral Science show that when people hold onto unresolved pain, their cortisol levels, that's your stress hormone, we have talked about it before, remain elevated for weeks and even months. Letting go isn't just a mindset, it's biology. Your body feels the burden before your mind can admit it. So that's why your sleep changes, your focus fades, your energy drops. Letting go, truly letting go, okay? Because I'm not talking about forgetting. It's about freeing up some space. So what about the ritual of dissolving? Let's go back to that night that I was with my divorced friends. We each took that little piece of paper, of soluble paper, and I said, write down everything that you don't want to carry into the new year. And I mean, it was about relationship, it's about work, about everything. And one by one, they started writing. I released anger. One of them said, I released procrastination. And then all of us were like, yes, procrastination, definitely. I let go of guilt. I forgive myself for staying too long. I released the version of me that needed to be chosen. And it was beautiful because once we wrote it, we each started talking about all the things that we wrote, right? And most of us, we were carrying the same feelings, right? The same things. Some of them a little bit different, but it was a moment just to release, a moment to to put it out there out loud and to feel like we're not alone in this, like we're together, we're going through the same thing. So then I had a glass of water for each of them. And I told them to tear the paper apart, to tear it apart. And as we started dropping the pieces of papers, the ink started blurred, the fibers melted, and within seconds, it was gone. And it was beautiful. I wanted to say that the table was silent, but no, with Venezuelans, you can never say that the table was silent. We all started talking, and they said like they have never done something like that. Some of them cried, but all of us just felt lighter and great, And that's the thing about letting go. It just doesn't always come with fireworks. Sometimes it's quiet. Sometimes it's look like water washing away something that no longer belongs to you. You know that research in positive psychology has shown that simple release rituals, just like the one that I mentioned to you about, like writing and symbolic letting go, reduce emotional rumination by up to 45%. Why? Because rituals give your nervous system a message. It's safe to move on. It's beautiful, right? So here's what I want you to do as you listen, or what I invite you to do. Grab a piece of paper. It doesn't have to dissolve, don't worry. It could be a notebook page, a napkin, anything that you have right now. And you can just pause after I tell you the exercise and write, I choose to leave behind. I choose to leave behind in 2025. And then fill in the blanks, let the words come naturally. Is it anger, resentment, self-doubt, lack of self-love, the need of control, the story that says that I'm not enough, whatever it is, even procrastination, right? Lack of abundance, whatever it comes to your mind, write everything down. And then find your own version of the ritual. You can place it in the water, just like I did. And maybe I'm going to put in the notes of the episodes, the soluble paper that I bought, because it could be something nice to do. You can tear it also. You can burn it safely, of course, but just do it intentionally. I remember, I think it was 2018 or 2019 when I was getting my certification in Equilibrio, which was a program of my coach in Colombia. One of the things that we did, I actually did it in my computer when I was doing an exercise about beliefs, like limiting beliefs. And I don't like to write because I don't understand my handwriting. But I did it in my computer, and then I deleted it. I did my ritual, and then I deleted everything that supposedly I needed to burn. I deleted it in my computer. So you can tear it apart, you can delete it in your computer, you can burn it safely, but do it intentionally. And as the paper changes form, imagine your energy changing too, because you know what? It is. So let's think about stepping into what's next, okay? So now here's the most important part. When you release, you create space. Just imagine, if you live in a part that you have the seasons, just imagine when it's fall and the leaves start to fall. Just imagine that the tree wants to hold on those leaves. No, the tree lets them go, okay? So when you release, you create space. So what will you fill it with? And think about it. So you're releasing procrastination, anger, resentment, whatever it is. So just add something that you really want. Do you want peace? Do you want joy? Boundaries, possibilities, self-respect, self-love, presence, abundance, whatever it is. So letting go isn't losing, it's actually choosing. And it's always choosing yourself. Okay, it's choosing what gets you to stay in your heart and what doesn't deserve another minute, another second of your energy. According to research, people who practice intentional emotional release and gratitude at the end of the year, so that is today, that's why it's important. Pause this episode and do the exercise. Experience higher life satisfaction and reduce stress in the month that follow. So, what do you want for next year? Do you want to keep stuck where you are, or do you want to let go? Think about it. Let's do this together, okay? Let's do this together. Just place your hand over your heart. Just do it with me and say, I honor what was. I release what hurt. I welcome what's meant for me. Let's do it again. Let's do it again. I honor what was. I release what hurt. I welcome what's meant for me. Wow. And just take a moment and just breathe in and breathe out. You know what? You have made it through another year of growth, of learning, of becoming. And even if it didn't look perfect, you're still here. You're still listening to me. If you're listening to this episode or you're watching me on YouTube, you know that you're stronger, you're wiser, you're more grounded than you were a year ago. And you might say, yeah, like, how do I know that? Well, you are the evidence that healing works. New year of healing. So tonight, when the clock strikes midnight, just don't celebrate the beginning of the year. Just celebrate yourself. That amazing woman, celebrate the woman who has walked through endings and still believes in beginnings. Celebrate the woman who chooses peace even when chaos calls her name, like Janita, I'm coming to you. Celebrate the woman who no longer needs closure to move forward, because that's what becoming a badass is all about. It's not perfection. It's not pretending you're not perfect. You're perfect just the way you are. But what you imagine about perfection is not that. We're perfect with our imperfections. So not perfection, not pretending, because sometimes, yes, we feel sad and it's okay. Feeling sad, feeling anger, it's okay, but you don't want to be stuck in those feelings. Celebrate the person that chooses herself again and again. So here's my wish for you in 2026. May you be guided by peace, protected by boundaries, and surrounded by people who actually see your light, not your wounds. And when life gets hard, because, I'm telling you, it's going to get hard sometimes, and it's okay. Remember this moment, the water, the paper, the letting go. Let that image remind you. You can dissolve the pain and rise again softer and stronger than ever. If this episode moved you, download your free From Breakup to Badass cheat sheet that you're going to find in the description of the episode. It's going to help you reflect and reframe and rebuild. And if you love this episode, share it with someone who needs a reminder that small steps, especially at the end of the year, will help her move forward. And tag me in your Instagram stories at Janita Puy Wellness. And if you want to learn how to coach with me outside this podcast, send me an email at info@janitapuy.com. And that's what I have for you today's episode and for this year. And I'm going to leave you with the same thing I leave you every single episode. Remember, you've got this. Now go live like the badass that you are.